Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to your first flipped classroom lesson. And we're going to be using it on ratios and proportions, which you are all familiar with. To start out, what is a ratio exactly? Well, a ratio is a comparison of two quantities using division. So a ratio is otherwise known as a fraction. So don't be scared when we use these fractions. They're going to be more like ratios, and it's going to be pretty simple for you. So the first thing I want to talk about is writing a ratio. So when we write a ratio, whoops, my bad. So when we write a ratio, you have to make sure that they're in the same units because you do not have units of measurements on this. So here I have a bonsai bald cypress tree, and if you've ever seen a bonsai tree, it's a miniature tree that looks like a humongous tree. A Florida bald cypress tree called the signature tree stays 118 feet, and we want to write the ratio of the two heights. So my bonsai tree is 15 inches. My signature tree is 118 feet. They are not in the same units of measurements. One's in inches, the other one is in feet. So right here, it is easier to change feet into inches because there are 12 inches in a foot. Make sure you know your measurements, okay? That's going to be key to this. So I take 118 feet, and I know that there's 12 inches in 1 foot. What happens is my units cancel, therefore giving me 1,416 inches. So now what I want to do is I want to write the height of my bonsai over the height of the signature. So the height of the bonsai is 15 inches. My signature is 1,416 inches. My units of measurement cancel, and all you do is simplify this ratio. And because the highest number that can go into either one of them is 3, I'm dividing each by 3, and then my answer is 5 over 472. This is my ratio. Right, moving on is something that is very big, and I've seen on ACTs, and a lot of you are getting to that point where you're ready to take that ACT for the first time. And this is an extended ratio, which compares 3 or more numbers. So the example I have is the lengths of the sides of a triangle are 3 to 5 to 6. The perimeter is 98 inches, and it says what is the length of the longest side. So very, very simple. All you do is you take this ratio, you put some x's after each number. So I'm going to do 3x plus 5x plus 6x, and then my perimeter is 98. So when I take this, 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 6 is 14, and it's just solving for x. So divide by 14. So x equals 7. Okay? Now it says what is the longest side? So to find the longest side is the largest number in our ratio, so it's 6. So to find our longest side, we're just going to simply do 6 times 7, which is 42 inches. That would be our longest side. And lastly, which we all love, this is why I said you will love this chapter, because of proportions. Proportions are putting together two ratios. And we have our means and our extremes. So our extremes are our two outer numbers of our proportion, and our means are our two inside numbers. So basically we take the extremes and the means. Cross multiplying, you can do it however you want. I think that I prefer you circling it so you know exactly what you're multiplying. So you do 6 times 4 equals x times 5. 24 equals 5x. Then divide by 5 to solve for x. Then x equals 24 over 5, or 4 4/5, or 4.8. However you prefer to write it. Make sure that you know either way can be given for a test, so make sure you understand that. Okay? Now, following this video, you have a few questions that you need to answer, and make sure you submit to me some feedback to help with this. I know I'm not perfect at it. I make errors when I'm teaching. I'm going to make errors when I do videos, and that's okay because we're all human and we all make errors. So please give me lots and lots of good feedback. I really greatly appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you in class tomorrow.